Greetings to you all. My name is Latanya Simmons. I have been working with the school board for about 3 years now. Currently, I am working as an office clerk at a high school. I also tutor English to all grade levels in the evening. I obtained my bachelor's degree in business leadership in 2016. I wish to apply for the lead teaching position of the 6th grade classroom. It is required that I possess a degree in education and a K-6 teaching certificate. Greetings to you all. My name is Latanya Simmons. My philosophy of education is that every child should have the right to a stimulating atmosphere to grow intellectually, physically, emotionally, and socially. One is to create an environment that lessens the focus on remediation, that is welcoming, calming, and a positive place to let go. One that also utilizes student-centered instruction to encourage students to become lifelong learners. My goal as an educator is to get to know every student individually and help every student I come in contact with to achieve their fullest potential. My Grooming, teaching, and mentoring middle school and high school students can be tough, but it is necessary. Being able to do so in an environment that is inviting for their future to become is just as important. It is equally important to ensure that effective learning takes place. This will not only be conducive to their learning, but it will also have an impact on their behavior as well. Preparing them for their future and what is to come as the real world is significant. I've had the pleasure of researching the difference between public schools and charter public school sectors. Between their key issues, the public schools lack instructional freedom when directives are in place per their district standards, whereas the charter public school, they have more freedom to execute effective learning content for district standards. Between their roles of technology and the 21st century skills also share some differences as well. In the public school sector, their role of technology is that teachers are limited in utilizing technology for content learning, whereas in charter public schools, teachers are encouraged to use more technological devices for content learning. This also ensures that students there have contact freely with technology. The difference in their 21st century skills is that public schools learning how to remediate immediately to ensure all students are retaining information at their grade level. The charter public schools 21st century skills are ensuring that students feel comfortable to ask questions, have the time they need to complete other work, and utilizes resources to get extra help. If I could choose between the two, I would go with the charter school. Charter schools are public schools operating under a performance contract or charter that frees them from many of the regulations created for traditional public schools while holding them accountable for academic and financial results. At the public charter school, teachers have more freedom to develop their own learning techniques to assist the student with retaining the information and making it more of an experience rather than an information overload. Their funding is established in-house, and it is mandatory for parents to volunteer assisting in fundraisers, purchasing uniforms, and so much more. They require the students to take part in making sure they are responsible. Parents are not encouraged to walk their students to their class during or after school. The school gives the older students the option of choosing what activity they want to do for the week at a designated time. Kindergarten teachers encourage their students to learn comfortably. For an effective lesson planning and design, students everywhere from all over learn completely different than others. As an instructor, it is equally important to ensure that different assessments are analyzed and then applied accordingly. Collaborating and working with students to help them and assist them in understanding to succeed is the goal. For students to understand what they are learning, it is important that they see what they are learning, understand objectives, and what is asked of them. It is equally important that students learn responsibility, accountability, and organization skills for their future. To me, assessment matters. The potential for providing this kind of positive influence should encourage teachers to take on more leadership roles in light of corporate and political pressures being placed on schools that further jeopardize the voice and the role of the teacher. For both educators and learners, I believe that it is equally important to maintain the role of assessments. It is an essential guide to education for the educator and learner. Students and teachers need reliable resources and tools to assist them with measuring their learning abilities. Tracked progress can assist other learners and educators for their future goals and achievements. As mentioned by Al-Kharousi, students should be given continuous and informative assessment feedback rather than judgmental feedback about their academic performance. Both formative and summative assessment is a necessity of using these methods frequently with fidelity. As educators, it is important for everything that is taught, there is also an equal amount of usage concerning proper and effective assessment. Formative assessments provide teachers and students with data-enriched assistance that will further assist ongoing progress and the tracking of progress that is essential to one's growth. Summative is the process of post-learning testing that is taught throughout the school year and can also apply to teachers in their professional development. As an educator, in order to maximize school effectiveness and educational outcomes in and out of the classroom, it is important to me that teachers collaborate lesson plans. It is also important that we shared positive results and specific learning targets with students and educators. Most importantly, be supportive. Nothing's worse than working with a body of individuals with the same success goals and not support one another. That is all I have for you at this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Love and light, LaTanya Simmons.